Okay, here we have Tom, and who works with the deaf people, and so he would like to introduce himself and through this interview with sign language as well. So Tom, take it on. Who are you? Please give us an introduction.
Welcome. My name is Tom Ochuka. I work with the deaf people in Western Kenya. I'm happy to be here. I've gone through a lot of activities with the deaf people in Kenya, and I'm happy to meet my friends here like Joy and others who are here today.
So just now you came all the way from Kisumu area. How far is there, and then what kind of community is like that, and where are you right now?
Yes, Kisumu is about 300 kilometers west of Nairobi, Kenya's biggest city. I'm here to meet the deaf in Nairobi and also to be here at the Makers Faire and to meet other people as well.
Earlier you heard a section interview with the founder of Ushahidi.
Yes.
And after hearing that, can you walk us through the experiences you had gone through during January, February 2008 in Kenya?
Yes.
Which was actually the time where ushahidi was founded. I mean, it was founded during these riots, and you were experiencing these riots and you didn't know anything about ushahidi.
It must have been very, very difficult for me as a person living in Kenya. In the year 2007, Kenyans went and voted. It was very, very well, and the country expected a very, very big change, because before we had a very, very bad governance. The government was very, very bad. So the people in Kenya went to vote, hoping to have a change. Come the year 2007 in December, change never came, and because all people were bitter, they all started to develop hatred for one another, and there came the fight, the killings, and nobody cared for one another. I have gone through very difficult times. I personally, living in Western Kenya, was robbed by people from my own community, whom I thought would have never robbed me. I lost a very good camera. I lost money that was in the house. The dogs that I kept were beaten very, very bad, and it was a very, very, very bad image of our country. Since 1963, we had never seen such. Even old people in Kenya had never seen that in their lives. It was all about hatred from one community to another, but it was all brought up by the leaders in our country.
It's hard to take, but take us back then, and how did you use any tools and to communicate with one another at that time? Because ushahidi has not totally built yet, but they were on their way. But what did you do, and what kind of resources you have, and even ICT tools you have? Who is in this process with you?
Communication is power. And the first thing that the government did was to disable radio stations that would transmit words to us in the village. And so we went to the neighbor who had a mobile phone. It was good that the deaf in Kenya, many use mobile phone to communicate. So we were using mobile to communicate any news to one another. Those who had laptop would communicate news to us. Then we would communicate news to other people in the village through the mobile phones.
But how do deaf people communicate via mobile phones?
They use text, SMS.
Okay.
The deaf are not the same as the blind. The deaf can read very, very well. So all the deafs in Kenya use SMS to communicate with one another. And that was the biggest tool that helped the deaf in Kenya during the violence.
Okay, there was an effort called Pyramid of Peace. Can you describe that and how you personally were involved in that?
The Pyramid of Peace is like a triangle. We had one person in Nairobi, we had others in different villages. So once they received information, they disseminate it to other people using different methods. One is through mobile phones. They would top up the airtime in their mobile phones, and they would send to others in different villages and towns through mobile phones. We would share, apart from the airtime, information and all the resources we needed.
So today actually was the big thing going on, the new constitution.
Yes,
how do you feel about this? Is it a big day for you, or what are your concerns? What are your hopes going along with this?
Yes, it's very, very exciting, because in Kenya we have had a very bad constitution for a long time, and now since we have a new constitution, we have hopes that it's a constitution that have included all people, different tribes, different cultures, different races, even the disabled like the deaf are all included in this new constitution.
What was so bad about the old constitution, and what are for you personal,
Yes,
the good things within this new one?
the old constitution was good, was bad, but it was for a few. It was not inclusive. It was not able to include all in the country. It meant that, for example, if we have an event like we have in Nairobi today, we'll never see that in Kisumu or any part of the country. But now, with the new constitution, different parts of the country will be able to experience same events like we have here today.
Coming from Kisumu and working with the deaf and a lot of networks, people in the rural areas, how do you see today where we are in Makers Faire Africa and the day of celebrating new constitution? What is the role of rural villagers in this process?
Well, first, the villagers, to speak, are happy and are eagerly waiting to see all the processes of the constitution. One, Makers Faire Africa is a booster to the small and developing organizations to come and see what they have and what they can bring, so that other people in the rest of Africa or the world can be able to see.
I think that's great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome.